Good morning, children. Today let us discuss about the agro-based industries. We have studied already industries which are based on the agricultural products or agricultural raw materials are called agro-based industries. We can say some example: cotton, jute, silk, woolen, textile, sugar, edible oil, etc. These industries are based on the agricultural raw materials. What are the raw materials used in these industries are mainly based on agriculture. From agricultural field or agricultural sector, we get the raw materials for this industry. Now we will take the example of textile industry. What is textile industry? This occupies a unique position in the Indian economy. It is one of the major economy or major industry in our country because it contributes significantly large industrial production. Okay, so large goods are produced in the textile industry and also employment generation. Large number of people are employed or provided job opportunities in the textile industry. Also, we get the foreign exchange earnings from this industry. From the textile industry, we are exporting the goods to garments or other fabrics to European countries or other countries, so that we get the foreign earnings also from this. So this is one of the only industry in the country which is self-reliant without depending on other materials. It is self-reliant. All the raw materials are available within our country. So sometimes which is also self-reliant and complete in the value chain, from raw materials to the highest value added products are produced from this industry. From the textile industry, all raw materials are available here locally and we can produce large scale goods and export also. Better quality of goods we are exporting in the textile industry. There is a huge market also within our country and domestic market for the textile industry also. Coming to the another one is cotton textiles. In ancient India, we know that cotton textiles were produced with the hand spinning and handloom weaving techniques. Only handmade products were available in ancient period in India. Cotton textiles or the cotton productions were existed very much early in India, but we used only hand spinning and handloom weaving techniques. Primitive methods we used. After 18th century, that means power looms came to use. Okay, so before 18th century we used all this production of cotton textiles with hand only. Later on, power looms began to be used in our country. So the traditional industries of handloom or hand spinning, etc., they got or they suffered a setback during the colonial period. During the British period, we know they could not compete with the mill-made cotton from England. Europeans, when they came to India, especially the Britishers, they carried the raw materials to England there in their mills, and they manufactured finished products and brought back the finished goods or clothes to India for sale in the Indian market. So it was very cheaply available. The mill made or cloth from England was very cheaply available in India. At the same time, handmade goods in India were very costly, so that traditional industries had to face a setback during the colonial period. During this period also, the first successful textile mill was established in Mumbai in 1854, and later on during the British period only, first successful textile mill was established in Mumbai in 1854. Also the world was also during this after that the world wars were also fought by in Europe by the Britain also was engaged in the world war. During that time, Britain had colony in India. There was a demand for cloth in UK. The Britain had people Britain was completely engaged in the world war, so that there was no cloth production during that period, during the Second World War. And also during that period they had a huge demand for clothes in UK. So they also wanted developed cotton textile industry in our country, so that cotton textile industry slowly began to develop in our country. In the early years, we know that cotton textile industry was concentrated in the cotton growing belt of Maharashtra and Gujarat. Especially, we have studied yesterday, large scale cotton was produced within these two states, Maharashtra and Gujarat. So that cotton production and cotton textiles industries were largely set up in these two states. And Ahmedabad and Mumbai were important centers of cotton textile industries. Why these industries were largely set up in these two states? Because the availability of raw cotton nearby locality, the hinterlands of Maharashtra and Gujarat had a large production of cotton, so the raw materials were easily available from nearby locality. Markets after production of textiles, markets were available in the cities nearby. Transportation facilities were well developed in these regions, including accessible port facilities also. Mumbai had port facilities, so that the goods which were able to be transported to European countries from the port regions. Okay, and another one is the labor facilities. Cheap labor was available. Moist climate was also available in the was also experienced these regions. So these all favorable conditions gave importance to the rise of textile industries in this locality. So here, this cotton textile industry we have studied already. It is an agro-based industry because it contributes largely cotton from the agricultural sector. We know that laborers were available. Farmers largely produced cotton in this locality also. But here, these people like the farmers or cotton ball pluckers and workers engaged in ginning, spinning, weaving, dyeing of dyeing, designing, packaging, tailoring and sewing. This type of all the works were associated with the cotton textile industry, so that many people had employment opportunities. Many people got the employment opportunities from this industry also. So this industry creating the demands of supports and many other industries like chemical industries, dyes or packaging materials or engineering works were associated with the textile industry or cotton textile industry. We know that it provides employment generation largely. So large number of people are working associated with the cotton textile industry. So here, while spinning continues to be centralized in Maharashtra, Gujarat and Tamil Nadu, these are the three states where spinning of cotton takes place largely. Weaving is highly decentralized. Okay, spinning takes place mostly in these three states, but weaving of cloths taking place in different parts of the country, not concentrated in particular areas or particular states. Why the weaving is taking place, or government has decentralized weaving because many other states also, many other people in the rural areas also will be getting or providing incorporating the traditional skills they have, and they can also get employment opportunity. So that India has a world class production on spinning, but weaving supplies low quality. Spinning has world class production, high standard of clothes are spinned, but the weaving is taking place in the low quality fabrics, so that it cannot compete with the other countries' goods, clothes. Okay, so here weaving is done by handloom, powerloom and mills in our country. So different methods we are using. The hand spun khadi also, we know that khadi cloths which provides large scale employment opportunities to weavers in their homes also, because they are using the cottage industry like handspun khadi, or which is a cottage industry. We can also find in Maharashtra in the Sevagram. When we go there, we can find the how the handmade clothes they are producing, especially khadi. Now we can say India exports yarn to Japan. Other importers of cotton goods from India are USA, UK, Russia, France, East European countries, Nepal, Singapore, Sri Lanka, and African countries, which means a large number of countries. Many of the countries are importing the goods, our cotton yarn to in their countries. Okay, so that India exports yarn to many of the countries. We can say we have a large share in the world trade of cotton yarn. Cotton yarn is exported to many countries, and we are getting the foreign earnings from the export of cotton yarn. So here now we know that our spinning mills are competitive at the global level and capable of using all the fibers we produce. Weaving, knitting and processing units cannot use much of the high quality yarn that is produced in the country. So there are some large and modern factories also in this segment for production of cotton textiles in India, or cotton yarn which is also produced. There are many types of large scale and small scale industries also are available in our country. So here we can find many of our spinners export cotton yarn, while they are clothing or apparel or garment manufacturers have to import some of the fabrics also from other countries. Now, although we have made some significant increase in the production of good quality long staple cotton, we know that good quality cotton is produced in our country. Especially these are the two states, Maharashtra and Gujarat. Even Tamil Nadu also cotton production is, we can find cotton production. So these are the two states, Maharashtra and Gujarat, are producing large scale cotton. So there are also very good quality of cotton is produced in our country. But there are some problems like power supply is unsteady or erratic. That means unsteady, not regularly available in our country. So some of the machines also need to be upgraded. We are using the primitive machines or very old machines.